A fear of falling is what is most commonly credited with ruining the enjoyment of climbing or sabotaging performance. And whilst almost every climber experiences a fear of falling, it is actually only a tiny piece of the puzzle of what is really going on. In this video, I have put together a model for how I currently explore different psychological obstacles. Let's dive in and take a look at what might be going on under the hood. Let's start at the heart of the matter, which is the core of how we understand ourselves and our world. This core contains the most abstract and hard to reach concepts. They are so powerful, they quite literally shape how we understand the world, and so collectively, they can be called our model of the world. Identity. This is who we consider ourselves to be. A lot of information about our identity is imprinted on us between the ages of 1 to 7, although we continue to form our identity every minute of every day. When we link climbing directly to our identity, then limiting behaviours will often emerge from our desire to protect what we consider to be a part of our self. There will be an increased sensitivity and likelihood to take things personally. Our identity can never truly be put into words, and whenever we do, we limit ourselves. I prescribe to the concept that our identity can never be answered, and that whoever we think we are infinitely more than that. Values. Our values are qualities of being that are fundamental to how we live our life. They are our compass that point us in a direction towards fulfillment and satisfaction. Person A, for example, will have a very different way of experiencing the world and will feel different motivations compared to person B. When this is applied to climbers, it shows up in the diverse approach within disciplines and ethics. It explains dynamics and strong partnerships, and it even goes some way to explaining fierce disputes and conflicts. Beliefs. Our beliefs are assumptions that we hold to be true. We pick them up along the way in life and store them unconsciously. We have millions of these. Most of the time, they are accurate enough to help us navigate the world, such as wet rock is slippery, or salad is a healthy option. We also hold personal beliefs that might cause conflict or limit us, such as I am a slow learner, or I will never be a 7A climber. Our identity, values, and beliefs form the map and compass, and ultimately the lens through which we interpret and navigate ourselves and the world around us. As we expand outwards to explore other aspects in this diagram, it is important to remember that every other area is directly linked to our model of the world. Attachment. The root of all suffering is attachment. Buddha. Buddhism has a lot to say about attachment and desire, with perhaps the teaching of the Four Noble Truths being at the heart of it. Whilst I won't go into all four truths here, they explain in detail how life is fragile and will contain sickness, death, and loss. They point out that our desire to reach for and hold on to things we expect will give us joy, and our deliberate ignorance of the fact that everything weakens and perishes, creates within us a substantial and limiting fear. Suffering in climbing can often stem from attempting to attach ourselves to a sense of significance, the desire to win, the desire to prove ourselves worthy, or the desire to reach a certain physique or climbing grade. In these instances, we either do not reach our desire and feel the emptiness or loss of its absence, or we obtain the focus of our desire and realize that the joy we obtain is only fleeting, and our quest to seek pleasure quickly returns. If we do not wake up, then this cycle will begin again and again. Environment. Whilst it is down to each individual to have a mindfulness of their thoughts, feelings, and actions, it is also true that the environment we have around us has an impact on our nervous system and energy resources. Stimulus. Whilst we have 5 obvious sensory connections, we utilize many more subtle senses, such as the sense of balance, the awareness of our body, and the awareness of space and depth around us. The combination of too much input without adequate time to process and regulate it has the potential to severely impact performance and well-being. Some people are affected by sensory input more than others. Climbers may need to pay close attention to how the climbing wall or crag environment impacts them, and what they can do in order to ensure that their sensory awareness is not overstimulated or understimulated. Partnerships. Also within our environment are other people. Human partnerships, in particular the one with our climbing partner, can build us up and help us to feel safe, or they can be toxic and help us to feel diminished. For more information on this, check out my blog on relationships, which is linked below this video. Physical injury. Injury can be broken down into several factors in order to consider its impact on our climbing performance. Pain. This is either pain that currently exists, such as not wanting to fall because it will hurt an already tender ankle, or perceived pain, such as imagining how painful something might be in the event of an accident. Disability and responsibility. This is a fear that an injury will cause a disability. For many people, the fear of not having a body that operates as well as it currently does is already a scary prospect. This is exacerbated when the person imagines how an injury might limit their capacity in other realms of life, such as parenting, career, or romance. Everybody has a unique outlook in regards to their relationship with injury, and there is no right or wrong position to stand in. It is up to each climber to accurately consider likelihood versus consequences, confidence versus ability, and risk versus reward. It is the game we play, and injury is the cost of miscalculating one of these factors. Physiology. How we feel affects how we hold ourselves, and how we hold ourselves affects how we feel. Climbing brings a lot of what we do with our body under conscious scrutiny. Yet, there are a great many things that we may be doing unconsciously that will affect our fluidity and calm. How we use our eyes and the tension we hold within our face, shoulders, and neck are all key ways that we can use to improve our psychological and physical performance. One of the biggest impacts our physiology has on performance comes through our breathing, and there is a link to my climbing video about breathing in the box below. Emotional energy. This area is often a blind spot for many climbers, because it may not have anything to do with climbing at all. Emotional energy is the amount of resources we put into all aspects of our day-to-day life. In its simplest form, those who are constantly burning the candle at both ends will not have enough light to illuminate their climbing. This can affect health, decision-making, mood and motivation, and might display as burnout, decision fatigue, depression, or anxiety. Many climbers don't expect emotional energy to impact their climbing. However, slowing down, listening to and accepting emotions, and practicing self-kindness is one of the biggest game changers of all. Experience and capability. Authentic confidence comes from having things go the way you expect them to over a period of time. Experience is everything the climber can bring with them to operate as best as they can in the present moment. In many ways, there is no substitute for experience, and the concept of fake it till you make it only holds a small amount of validity. To be good at climbing, it is vital to put in a huge amount of hours focusing on the fundamentals and engaging in purposeful practice. This requires discipline, time, and dedication. Trauma. The final element to this model is trauma. Trauma is an event that was so damaging to us that it has yet to be reconciled consciously, and so it is stored in the body and manifests itself in strange and unpleasant ways. Whilst trauma is often linked to major events such as tragic accidents or abuse, just as easily occur during small and seemingly trivial or embarrassing events too. In climbing, trauma can be responsible for tainting motivation, enjoyment, and performance. Trauma and its treatment is often complex, and whilst I'll explore aspects of it in the future, if it is something you would like to learn about further, I have put a link to 2 books on the subject underneath this video. This video has been supported by my amazing patrons. If you would like to help this channel to grow and improve, then please also consider becoming part of the Patreon gang. I'll pop your name in the credits of future videos, and you'll also receive blogs and additional content along the way. Finally, if you like this channel and would like to support it, then leave a like. If you disliked it, then leave a dislike. And until next time, I wish you a pleasant life and awesome climbing.